Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Kapendra from Kirodimal College, University of Delhi. Today we are going to discuss about the application of ecology in sustainable development part 2 under paper Principles of Ecology. After studying this module, you shall be able to understand the concept of sustainable development, know the international efforts in sustainable development, understand different strategies adopted by India for sustainable development, know the role of ecocity, green technology in sustainable development. Over the past 50 years, the world looked at economic status alone as a measure of human development. Human creativity and activity has brought a breathtaking pace of technological innovations and scientific breakthrough. Due to increased human population, pressure on natural resources is being increased so as to meet the basic requirement of growing population. Overexploitation of natural resources has caused many environmental problems. The developmental activities, including agriculture, has accelerated the process of desertification and also reduction of genetic diversity. Air, water and land pollution become a great challenge which is intimately connected with the help of population and ecosystem. Inland water bodies and coastal areas are treated as dumping ground for wastes which is adversely affecting the aquatic and marine life. Unsustainable development ignores that the human managed system degrade the natural resources by consuming non-renewable resources and reducing the capacity of natural system to renew or recycle the resources. Caring for natural resources and promoting their sustainable use is an essential response of the world community to ensure its own survival and well-being. Sustainable development has local and global dimensions. At local level, sustainable development implies to increase the productivity of ecosystem by environment preservation. However, at global level, the productivity is increased by causing stress on the ecosystem. Sustainable development helps the people of the world to live healthy, fulfilling and economically secure life without causing any damage to the ecosystem as well as without the expenses of resources of the future generation and the planet. In the previous module, we discussed about concept of sustainable development, causes and challenges, indicator of sustainability and principles of sustainability. In this module, we will learn about international efforts in managing sustainable development, strategy of sustainable development in India. We will also see how we can apply ecological principles in the strategy of sustainable development. International programs on sustainable development, World Conservation Strategy. In 1980, the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, Worldwide Fund for Nature and the United Nations Environment Programme developed a long-range plan for the World Conservation Strategy for conserving the world's biological resource. The primary goal of these strategies was to maintain critical ecological processes and life supporting systems to conserve species and genetic diversity, to ensure the use of species and ecosystem in a sustainable manner, to enhance quality of human life. Some indicators such as forest cover, safe drinking water, ozone depleting substances, and sanitation facilities shows some substantial progress. However, other indicators like carbon dioxide emission and growth of slums does not show positive response. The need for conservation and sustainable use of natural resources has been expressed in Indian scripture more than 3000 years ago and is reflected in our constitutional, legislative, and policy framework along with international commitments. The environmental issue of increasing air and water pollution, degradation of land and forests, and loss of biodiversity has come into focus. Specific measures were initiated for environmental protection since the Stockholm's Declaration way back in 1972. Setting up of a Department of Environment in 1980 and its further upgradation as Ministry of Environment and Forest in 1985 strengthened country's progress in this direction. The Environment Protection Act 1986 was an umbrella legislation which empowered the central government to take appropriate measures for the purpose of protecting and improving the environment. India is a signatory of conventions on biological diversity and has initiated the country-wide process of developing national biodiversity strategy and action plan. A Biological Diversity Act 2002 provide law for conservation of biodiversity, sustainable use of its components, and equitable sharing of its benefits. India acceded to the Montreal Protocol along with its London Amendment in June 1992. The MOF has established an ozone cell and steering committee on the Montreal Protocol to facilitate the implementation of program. Several policy pronouncements of the Government of India, such as the National Environmental Policy 2006 or the approach paper of various 5-year plans, have promised the integration of development and environment. These policies frameworks, as also the implementation of the MDGs, could have been opportunities for a holistic pathway toward sustainable, equitable well-being for all of Indian people. Keeping in view the reality of socio-economic system and the governmental support system, the main agenda of sustainable development in India has to focus on combating poverty, decentralization of power to people, utilization of scientific and technical expertise, strengthening of institutional support system. Some programs like micro crediting, participation in resource management, and investment in poor people are already showing some encouraging result. For example, joint forest management and integrated watershed development have shown encouraging result of empowering people to manage their own resource for sustainable livelihoods. The traditional rain harvesting system and erosion control measures in arid region of Rajasthan are helping to regenerate the system. From both economic and ecological point of view, maintenance of ecosystem health emerges as the most important issue to be addressed. Considering the diversity of ecosystem and their sensitivity to human or climate induced perturbation, we need to develop capabilities to maintain the integrity of these ecosystems. In this context, following points deserve priorities. Thorough investigation of native and endemic biotic component of ecosystem must attract highest attention. Monitoring the changes in ecosystem, including those due to invasion of alien species, is yet another aspect which need immediate attention. Ecosystem health has a direct bearing on well-being of human society. Maintaining ecological integrity involves protecting total native biodiversity at all levels as well as the ecological patterns and processes that maintain that diversity. Anticipate and prevent instead of react and cure. Strategy must be firmly established for dealing with environmental pollution. There is a need for extensive information generation and its wide dissemination across the country. This would require innovative changes in our traditional approach if the underpinning of ecology and environment are to be integrated with improving the lot of underprivileged societies of India. What better option can one think of that involving the most vibrant human resource, that is youth of country? An eco-city is an ecologically healthy city where people can live healthier and economically productive lives while reducing their impact on the environment. They work to harmonize existing policies, economic markets, and regional realities with their natural resources and environmental assets. EcoCity highlights the following goals: build and redesign cities for people, not for cars, using EcoCity mapping, identify ecological sensitive areas, define the carrying capacity of regional life support system, and identify areas where nature, agriculture, and the built environment should be restored. Use solar and other locally available renewable energy resources and design buildings to be heated and cooled as much as possible by nature. Design cities for energy conservation, renewable energy uses, recycle, reuse, and compost at least 60% of all municipal solid wastes. Solar powered machines and wetlands should be used to treat sewage wastes. Recycle used water that is purified and can be used again and again. Promote urban garden and farmers markets. The residents of EcoCity are able to walk, bike, or use low polluting mass transit for most of their travel. Trees and plants adapted to the local climate and soil are planted throughout the city to provide shade, beauty, wildlife habitat, and to reduce air pollution, noise pollution, and soil erosion. Polluted creeks and rivers are cleaned up and restored. Nearby forests, grasslands, wetlands, and farms are preserved. Environmental leader Lester R. Brown says that the ratio of parks to parking lots may be the single best indicator of the livability of a city, an indication of whether the city is designed for people or for cars. Much of an eco-city's food comes from nearby organic farms, solar greenhouses, community garden, and small gardens on the rooftops, in yards, and in window boxes. In 2005, the UN Food and Agriculture Organization estimated that such urban food production now supplies food for about one-fifth of the world's 3.4 billion urban residents. Increased food transportation costs because of rising oil prices could cause a shift from globalized to more localized food production in urban areas. Finally, an eco-city provides plenty of educational opportunities for its residents to inform them of environmental problems and solutions. Ecological cities enable their residents to live a good quality of life by using local materials and energy, air, water flow to their best advantage, making natural ecosystems into the developed area in which local flora and fauna can survive and established. Plantation of vegetation to maintain microclimates as well as temperature and humidity, increasing the life of community and relation among people, supporting innovative ideas of people to create new technology and use them to improve livability. There are various cities which are developing as eco-cities. Few of them are described as follows. Sustainable development in India, perspective and strategies. After 65 years of independence, we are far from attaining the basic need of society, such as security of food, water, shelter, health, education, socio-culture, and political opportunities. About a quarter and three-quarters of India's population suffers from scarcity of one or the other kind, which includes economic poverty, malnutrition, unhygienic drinking water and sanitation, unemployment, and several other conditions lower than minimum standards of human rights and well-being. Natural ecosystems are under rapid degradation process, wild biodiversity are under varying rates of erosion. Most of freshwater bodies are polluted and not suitable for drinking, and agricultural air pollution in most of the cities is alarming, and amongst the world's highest modern wastes that are electronic and chemicals are being produced much more than the capacity to recycle and so on. India has become the world's third country having biggest ecological footprint. India's report on Millennium Development Goals implementation contains a section on MDG 7. Green technology. Green technology can be defined as technology that has the potential to significantly improve environmental performance relative to other technologies in terms of sustainability and productivity. It is related to term environmentally sound technology, which was adopted under the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development Agenda 21. Other commonly used terms for green technology includes climate smart, climate friendly, and low carbon technology. In terms of pollution, green technology includes both process and product technologies that generate either low or no waste and also increases resource and energy efficiency. Biofuel, petroleum products are no longer well-suited source of energy due to their non-renewable nature and also their role in increasing global warming. In such cases, biofuel could be the possible solution for this problem. There are number of benefits of using biofuel. Use of biofuel can help in reducing global warming. It can provide a new emerging market for farmers, especially for underdeveloped countries. As it is renewable in nature, there will be no energy crisis in the world. As it can be produced by both developed and underdeveloped countries, there will be no monopoly market for fuel in the world. Curitiba, Brazil, the city close to nature. One of the world's most livable and sustainable major city is Curitiba, Brazil, with more than 2.5 million people. The ecological capital of Brazil has the best bus system, which carries about 60% of Curitiba's more than 2.5 million people throughout the city. Cars are banned from 49 blocks of the city's downtown areas, which features a network of pedestrian walkway connected to bus stations, parks, and bike paths. Curitiba relies less on automobiles. It uses less energy per person and has less air pollution, greenhouse gases emission, and traffic congestion than most comparable cities. Trees have been planted throughout the city. 2 trees must be planted for each one harvested. The city recycles roughly 70% of its paper and 60% of its metal, glass, and plastics, which is sorted by households for collection 3 times a week. Most of the industries are located in an industrial park outside the city limits. Old buses used for classrooms, health clinics, soup kitchens, etc. In Curitiba, virtually all households have electricity, drinking water, and trash collection. About 95% of its citizens can read and write, and 83% of adults have at least a high school education. Biogas. It is a combustible gases mixture primarily composed of methane and carbon dioxide. It is a product of anaerobic digestion of organic waste materials by methanogenic bacteria. By the consolidated effort of public and private stakeholders, Nepal established biogas sector. Establishment and institutionalization of biogas industry in Nepal facilitates various inclusive schemes for renewable energy promotion to all groups of the society. Biogas support program for phase 1 to 4 has been implemented in promotion of biogas in Nepal. So students, let us summarize what we have learned in this module. Human creativity and activity has brought a breathtaking pace of technological innovation and scientific breakthrough, which has created a pressure on natural resources. Sustainable development leads to healthy and economically sound lives without causing any damage to the environment. Various programs on sustainable development are initiated at international level. In 1980, ICUN, WWF and UNEP developed a long-range plan for the World Conservation Strategy for conserving the world's biological resource. The Brundtland Commission proposed the agenda to deal with the world environment problem and concern of human population related living condition, education, resources, population pressure and health. The Earth Summit proposed conventions on climate change and the conventions on biological diversity and approved the Rio Declaration and the Forest Principles. India, after 65 years of independence, is far from attaining the basic need of society. The conservation of natural resources and sustainable use of natural resources has been already practicing in India, which is also expressed in Indian scripture more than 3000 years ago. The sustainable use of resources also reflected in our law and policy framework with different international environmental agencies. Ecological aspect can be applied for sustainable development. For instance, development of an ecocity in which people can live healthier and economically productive life while reducing their impact on the environment. However, green technology can be used to improve environmental performance in terms of sustainability and productivity. Thank you.